Okay, so let's take a look at the Hyperbolas Homework. And we'll take a look on page 445, numbers 9. See what we have going on over here. Number 9, it's similar to what we had in class, where it says we have y squared minus 3x squared plus 6x plus 6y is equal to 18. Now, it's always a good idea to have the negative terms come later. Just from the class example, you know that's going to happen anyway, so we'll just put x over here for now. Take out a 1. Take out a negative 3. This will be 9. This will be 1. So we're going to be 9 times 1 is 9, so we'll subtract 9. 1 times negative 3 is negative 3, so we'll subtract negative 3. And we get y, we get 1 times y plus 3 squared minus 3 times x minus 1 squared is equal to, let's see, that's going to be negative 6. So if we add 6 over there, it's going to be 24. And if we divide everything by 24, we get y plus 3 squared over 24 minus x minus 1 squared over 8 is equal to 1. Alright, so that's going to be our standard form for number 9. Let me see here. Yep. Okay, so that was number 9. 13, 14. So 13 similar. Number 14, we're writing an equation for a graph. It's a little bit different. Graph looks like this and like this. Well, that's a terrible branch. Something like this. We have vertices and we have foci. Now the foci look like they're at 0, 5 and 0, negative 5. This is at 0, 2, and this is 0, negative 2. So our center is going to be 0, 0. The a value is going to be 2. It's vertical, so we could set it up like this. A squared is going to go here, so that's 4. And the center is 0, 0, so we could just write y squared and x squared. And looks like the c value would go from here to here, and that's 5. So if c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, then 25 would equal 4 plus b squared, so b squared would be 21. And that should be our equation for number 14. Let's see what else. 16, 17. Alright, so those are graphs, and 17 is just like this. 16 is actually going vertical. So for number 16, it looks like this. Looks like the center would be 0, 0 again. We have 2, 0, and we have another focus at 4, 0. But because it's horizontal, the x is going to come first. Looks like the a value is 2. So we just have c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. C squared is 16, a squared is 4, and we get b squared is 12. Alright, so that should take care of that one. 16, 17, 33, 35, and 38. So 33. 35 and 38, okay. 35 and 38 are pretty easy. Let's take a look at 33. 33, it says we have y squared minus 3x squared plus 6y plus 6x is equal to 18. So we'll rearrange. We will take out a 1. Half of 6 is 3. 3 squared is 9. So this is going to be negative 9. This is going to be 1. So 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. We're subtracting negative 3. 19 plus 6 is 24. Just make sure I did that right. Negative 6 and plus 6. Yep. And we could divide everything by 24, and we get y plus 3 squared minus x minus 1 squared. If we divide everything by 24 here, that's what we get. So a squared would be 24. If we go to take the square root, it's 2 and 12, 2 and 6, 2 and 3. So it looks like a would be in a group of 2's, so it's 2 root 6. B squared is 8, so we've seen this before. 8 is 2 and 4, which is 2 and 2. So b would equal 2 root 2. And let's see what we have to find. This problem wants to know pretty much all of the components. So our vertex is going to be 1. Remember, the h is always the one with the x, so 1 comma negative 3. The vertices, the y comes first, so this is a vertical hyperbola. So a is 2 root 6 up, b is 2 root 2 out. So the vertices, we're going to start with the vertex, but because we're going up, it's going to be plus or minus 2 root 6 to the y value. What else do they want? Slopes of the asymptotes. Well, just look. You're going up 2 root 6 over 2 root 2. We can't have a radical in the denominator, so we multiply top and bottom by root 2. And we get 2 root 12 over 2 root 4. We could cancel a factor here. Let's see. 2 cancels out with this 4. We get the square root of 12 over 2, plus or minus, of course. Now the square root of 12 is 4 and 3. Square root of 4 is 2. So we get that this is really plus or minus 2 root 3 over 2, or just simply plus or minus root 3 would be the slope of the asymptotes. And I think the last thing were the foci. The foci are going to be on the same axis as the vertices. So the center is 1, negative 3. We're going to be adding and subtracting c to the y value. We just have to figure out what c is, right? So if c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, you have 24 plus 8. C squared would be 32. Take the square root of that. Square root of 32 is the same thing as the square root of 16 times the square root of 2. So c would be 4 root 2. And that should take care of that. We'll do one more here. Let's see, 35 or 38. So I saw 38 first. They're both pretty much the same thing. So number 38, it's asking us to write an equation. The vertices of the hyperbola are 0, 4 and 0, negative 4. The conjugate axis has a length of 14. Length of the conjugate axis is 14. Well, we know that that's 2b, so b is 7. If those are the vertices, we know from the center, 0, 0, y is going to come first because it is vertical. A squared and b squared. Well, b is 7, so b squared is 49. And a is 4, so a squared is 16. That should be my answer for 38. Just double check here. 38. Y squared over 16 minus x squared over 49 equals 1. Okay, very good. So hope you enjoyed that lesson. Have a nice day.